I can't stand this fucking game. No matter how bad the other video game adaptations of Terminator 2 might have been, they're nothing compared to this one. Even that god-awful Super Nintendo version that the AVGN played? Nope, no, it's nowhere near as bad as this one. In fact, I think this game is so fucking bad that you'd probably have a better time cleaning out a septic tank with your tongue. So anyway, let's get into it. Terminator 2 for the Amiga. Oh great, now I know I'm in for a real good time. First off, let me get the good points out of the way. So much for the good points. What in the name of fucking Christ were these game designers thinking? Since when does a Terminator get shot with an ordinary gun and go flying back 50 fucking feet? What, did the T-1000 shoot him with howitzer rounds? How can you fuck up a game so badly in the first 10 seconds? Oh, but I haven't even begun to get into how bad this level is. To even get close to the T-1000, first you have to shoot him and then walk towards him and then keep shooting him. And if you don't shoot him fast enough, he can keep shooting you with his super duper ultra mega powerful bullets. But if you think the shooting is bad, that's nothing compared to the fighting controls. Once you get close to the T-1000, you have to fight him hand to hand. And to do this, you have to press Control and one of the forward directional buttons. In this case, up right, forward right, or down right. My biggest complaint with the control scheme is that it's too stiff and awkward. For example, when you press up right and Control, sometimes Arnie will do a headbutt, sometimes he'll do a high punch, and sometimes he'll do a high kick. Unfortunately, there's no set of different buttons to perform different moves, like pressing K to do a kick and C to do a punch. So all you can do is just sit there like a fucking asshole, ramming your fingers down on the control and directional buttons repeatedly, trying to pull off some crappy ass moves. And the controls are so fucking sluggish that sometimes you'll pound on the button and then a second later Arnie will react. Yet another problem is that every time you knock down the T-1000, he collapses into a puddle and you have to wait a few seconds for him to reform. And it takes him like 2 or 3 seconds to get back up, so in the meantime you can't fucking do anything. My question is, why even waste the animation and the time showing him collapsing into a puddle and coming back up when you can just have him knocked down like the Terminator? Oh, and you really gotta love these sound effects. Ugh! Sounds like Optimus Prime having a hernia. Worse yet, there's no music. Couldn't they have just added a remix of the Terminator theme or some kind of catchy music? But no, we're stuck with the sound of the gunshots, which admittedly are pretty good, and the body blows, which sound like a monk whacking off to a carpet beater. And let's not forget the ugh! Yep, we got a mighty impressive sound catalog here, folks. Plus, if that's not enough to dissuade you from playing, you also get only 1 life throughout the whole game, so if you fuck up at any point, you have to go right back to the beginning. Seen enough yet? No, of course not. You're just like me. Stupid. Brave, but stupid. Hold on a second. Did they steal that sound effect from the NES version of Paperboy? I don't know about you, but every time I see a big rig smash down into a culvert, I automatically think of a sound effect of a kid hitting a garbage can with his bike. Speaking of Paperboy, after playing this fucking level, you'll be running back to that game. To start with, the game drops you into this level with no warning, so I almost guarantee that you'll be killed within the first 5 or 10 seconds. Then it's back to the fun fest that is the first level. Dear Christ, the layout of this level is so fucking awkward that it's nearly impossible to see every single object that's in your way. This is like that Battletoads bike level, only in that game at least they had the common decency to give you a side-scrolling level instead of this top-down bullshit. Not to mention the fact that Battletoads at least gave you multiple fucking lives so you could figure out the pattern of the obstacles, but not this game, oh no, you just get 1 life and that's it, it's back to the mall. Bad as that shit is, look at these fucking cars. When you first play this level, wouldn't you think that they're obstacles that you have to avoid? But no, you can just jump right over them. Instead of just putting ramps throughout the whole level, oh no, they had to get cute and put fucking cars as ramps too. Yeah, that's real classy. Another problem is that the controls in this level are too damn loose. If you try pushing left or right, you'll go careening across the screen. Essentially, you're going to get killed a bunch of times trying to get used to these controls. Unless, of course, you were smart enough to give up this game already. Also, why have separate life bars for the Terminator and John Connor? Since they're both on the same bike, why not just have 1 life bar? The strangest thing of all is that this is the only level in the game that actually gives you health power-ups. If you collect these really bright electrical spheres, you'll get a little bit of health restored to the Terminator. Why, I have no idea. Considering how easy it is to get killed in any part of this level, it seems pretty pointless to me. But then again, this game has already cornered the market on pointlessness, so I'm not surprised in the least. Even if you manage to avoid all the bullshit, you can still get killed if you don't move out of the way of the overpass columns in time. Of all the cheap fucking deaths in a video game, this has got to be one of the worst. How in the fuck can these game designers ever expect you to avoid those goddamn columns by giving you 2 fucking arrows and 1 goddamn second to get out of the way? It's impossible. It's just fucking impossible. Unless you're psychic or you're lucky, you're not going to get out alive the first time through. Would it have been too motherfucking much to ask for the game to maybe give you a sign saying stay left or stay right? Or hell, maybe even take control of the Terminator and guide you around the columns? But no, we can't fucking do that. That would actually be fair. Beating the level doesn't even give you any pleasure because all you get for your trouble is a lousy cinematic and a stock World War II explosion sound effect. The next level is a puzzle minigame, and in all honesty, I don't think it's that bad. Yes, the Terminator repaired his arm in the first movie, not the second one, but that doesn't bother me. What does bother me, though, is the fact that this minigame is not optional. Instead of being a fun little diversion between levels, you have to beat this game. Here, let me explain. At the end of the level, the game counts how much of the puzzle you solved in terms of a percentage. The more puzzle you complete, the higher the percentage is, and therefore the more health you get back. But if you lost a lot of health in the previous levels and you don't complete a substantial amount of the puzzle, you won't get much health back, and you need that health to beat the rest of the game. So unless you're a whiz at these sliding tile puzzles, then you may as well shut the game off now, because you will not beat it. Now to be completely fair, this puzzle isn't that hard, and if you do it enough, you can beat it. But my question is, do you want to get killed in the previous levels about 50 or 100 times before you can figure out how to get this puzzle right? No, I didn't think so. The next level at the hospital is hardly worth mentioning because it's simply a rehash of the mall level. Same tedious animations, same bad sound effects, same lack of music, same pointless button mashing strategy. In fact, the only difference from the previous level is that the T-1000's a little bit harder. Yep, this game's got all the originality of a gnat fart. Once that exercise and repetition is completed, you move on to yet another one. That's right, another fucking sliding tile puzzle. Well, Christ, if you liked it the first time, you're really gonna like this one because it's practically fucking impossible. And just like the last time, you have to beat it or else you won't get your health back. Jesus fucking Christ, with all the goddamn great action scenes in Terminator 2, this was the fucking best they could come up with? A sliding tile puzzle of Arnie's face? What's the next sliding tile puzzle gonna be? The T-1000's ass? Now comes the worst part in the entire fucking game. In fact, this part of the game is so fucking bad that I nearly considered doing a Levels from Hell segment on it, but I don't want to waste 10 minutes of my life covering it, so I'm going to try to get through it as fast as humanly possible. One of the big problems of this level is that when you start it, you're forced to walk right no matter what. And the only way you can stop the Terminator is by firing his gun repeatedly. Even worse than that, the Terminator just plods ahead in a straight line and you can't get off the sidewalk and go onto the pavement to avoid bullets. Whose bright fucking idea was it to have Arnie plodding along like a fucking dunce? Christ, even in a side-scrolling shooter like Gradius you could dodge enemy fire, but oh no, you can't do it in this level. Beyond that, why can't Arnie just stop? You know, you take your hands off the keyboard and he just stops? Is the concept of stop so fucking foreign to these people that they didn't even know that? The shooting in this level is equally awkward. Arnie can fire his gun straight or at an upward or downward angle, but half the time the bullets don't even look like they're hitting the guys even though they're dying anyway. Would have been too fucking much to ask for maybe an aiming reticle or some kind of targeting system, but oh no, a Terminator can't do that. Also, not to be too much of a stickler for detail, but why the fuck is this scene happening in the daytime when it happened in the nighttime in the movie? And why is Arnie killing cops? I thought he said earlier in the film, I swear I will not kill anyone. Now he's just like, fuck it, let's kill them all and let God sort him out. Not to mention the fact that he's firing bullets out of a gas gun. Yeah, that's real consistent with the film. But the worst part of all is that this level requires no effort. I'm serious, you can beat this level without doing anything. All you have to do is just start the level with full health and just keep on walking right. Yeah, you'll lose some health, but you can get to the end of the level without doing anything. What kind of fucking level design is this? Who designs a level where you can just walk right through it, get shot a bunch of times, and still survive?